Dear friends, welcome for today's video. This week, I would like to take the opportunity to share with you something that I found intriguing. We like playing guitar. You know that we are on this channel because of this, and we use effects, pedal boards, modelers, and something like that. And it's difficult to find out a path between the different names, companies, brands, and so on. So today I would like to share with you something about what is the connection between Ampero, Valeton, and Sonicake. Let's have a look right after the intro. Okay, as mentioned, I would like to share with you some clues that I found that could put some light on the connection between these Chinese manufacturers of well, interesting modelers, effects, pedal boards. You may remember that I told you that at the end of last year, of 2023, that I was playing and having fun with some modeling pedal boards, some digital pedal boards in the cheap part of the market. So I'm referring to something below 300 or 400 euros. Well, not so cheap, but that much less expensive if we compare them with Kemper, Quad Cortex, or something like that. I had the opportunity to test some of these pedal boards. In particular, I had fun with the Ampero one, with the Valeton GP-200. That is the pedal board I decided to keep for myself, by the way. And also Sonicake Matribox II, that is the new player in town that everybody is shocked about because it seems really a great bang for the bucks. I purchased all of them and then I resold those that I decided not to keep, taking the opportunity of the Black Friday. So I had a couple of months to test them. I don't have them with me anymore. Only the Valeton is with me, so I cannot show you a direct comparison between them. But I could test them and find out some things. I was a little surprised to find out a lot of similarities that I'm gonna share with you in different documentation. For example, you see on my screen that I prepared already loaded some websites by Hotone, the manufacturers of Ampero, Valeton for the GP200, and Sonicake's Matribox 2, in particular the instruction manual. And I was really surprised because I'm a technical guy and I really like to read instruction for use before using a device. And I was greatly surprised by the similarities I could see between the manual by Matribox and by Valeton. The graphics are not identical, but the size of the screenshots are very similar. And in particular, if we scroll down the manual, sorry, I have to keep it. I have pushed in the wrong direction. And we go to the effect list here, or also in this one. Let me check where it can be done. If there is a quick link here, you see that the structure was similar. The name of the effects is really similar. Also, the sequence is identical. The Matribox 2 has less effects compared to the Valeton GP200, but the effects that are present are exactly with the same title, the same order, and the same description. So it looks like something really, really close. Also, if you scroll it, less color if you want in the instruction manual and so on. But if you scroll it down, you see that the list is very similar. The number of blocks is different. They are not the same machine for sure. But also you see also the list of MIDI commands that, by the way, these are not standard MIDI commands, but they are identical between the two machines. That sounds really strange. If we look instead of the manual of the Ampero, it seems that there are some differences, but not so many. Even here we have something similar. Okay, the names are different. There seems to be less similarities between these one and the other two. But if we speak about the Valeton GP-200 and the Sonicake Matribox II, the similarities in the manual looked very strange to me, as I had the opportunity to read these manuals in details and find so many similarities. So I had a doubt that there was a connection. It is quite accepted on the web, if you Google it, that Hotone and Valeton are essentially the same company. You know that with Chinese manufacturers it's not so easy to understand what is exactly the connection. They can be companies that are part of the same group, they can share resources, or can be that one of those is a brand of the other company. It's difficult to say, but in any case, as I said, if you Google it, you will find that many people can tell you that Valeton and Hotone are essentially the same company. That's not true for Sonicake. Sonicake sounds like a sort of contender, but looking at this manual, I didn't understand why there were so many similarities. So I decided to do something strange. I wanted to compare, or sorry, I had the opportunity, having the machine in my hands, to check also the softwares. So I could connect all the softwares, and I found out that the software for the Sonicake and the software for the Valeton showed the same loading bar when you are connecting the device. So I'm referring to the bar that is extending when you connect the machine and you start the software. So it was possible to have that kind of combination. So it was clear that there were similarities, at least in the approach. Of course, it could be that simply one of the two was was taking inspiration from the other, but it looked somehow strange. In fact, if I open the software for Valeton, if you open the software for Matribox, it looks exactly the same, just the basic color is yellow in place of purple blue, like in this. Also, the possibility to resize the window also really looked a lot similar. And as I said, that again doesn't prove anything, because it can be that simply Sonicake was how can I tell it, was taking inspiration from the competitor, from Valeton. But then I decided I would like to show you something that is a little less obvious. If I go in the support site of all the systems and I download the software for each the three of these, you see that I'm starting the download for the Ampero editor. I'm doing the same for the software of GP-200. So for the Win version, I downloaded the Windows version, not the Mac one in this case, because I wanted to try it in my. By the way, I found out what I'm gonna show you by chance. So I'm gonna explain you. Okay, if I go in the site for Matribox II, this one, I can download also here the software, and see that the downloads are completing. So now in my download folder, I have all those files. So have a look. You see that I have them available here. So the Ampero I set up version 1.40, GP-200 version 1.50, Matribox II software version 1.00 for Windows. Now I'm taking my Windows to unpack this software. So let me extract in here, and I'm doing it for all three packages. See, follow me. I'm doing it for the GP-200, Sorry for the Italian, but I'm confident that you can follow me because it's not so complicated. And the same for the Matribox software. Here we go. So what we are doing now, as we said, is unpacking the software again. If I look in one of these folders, you see that, for example, the Matribox has inside an executable file. If I go in Valeton, sorry, I can go here. There is a macOS folder that can make some confusion, but also there is another executable with a similar icon. If I go in the Ampero, we have a similar situation as well, because there are some release notes, but again, an executable that you are supposed just to launch without any particular trouble. Now, what I'm gonna do is, and again, I repeat you, I didn't do this on purpose the first time. It happened by mistake, because I was trying to install in this Windows setup the situation. You see that if I press if I right click a file, there are many options. By the way, this was 7-zip, that is the utility that normally I use to unpack software. I was so in a hurry that I didn't saw that I had already unpacked the software, so I ended up unpacking also the executable. So if I do it like this, you see it asks because there are some files with the same name. Not a problem, that's not the purpose of this show. But you see that the system created a folder. So in simple words, this executable is a self-unpacking software package that is then contains the real software inside. Now, if I go up, I can do the same in the GP-200 with its executable. So 7-zip, extract, and again I get the same message with the same name of files. Also, these are suspect clues. If I go in Matribox, enter the folder, the executable, again I'm gonna unpack it, and again I get the same overlapping files mistake, and I get the same situation. So returning to Ampero, let's have a look to what are the things that I found. If I go inside the folder that has been created, and in particular, there are some subfolders that are always the same name in the different packages, so I'm anticipating that. If I go into Resources, Ampero, you see, looking at in particular at the file folder in here, there are some HTML, PDF files, or so on. And if I open one of those with the browser, you see that there are some disclaimer at the top, and in particular, you see vstomp hotoneaudio.com. So there is a description that declares who is mainly what is the website where this was probably created, in simple words, and which was the project name related to that. But now, if I go into the sorry, because I closed also here we go, sorry. But okay, well, I used the Windows just to unpack because I was not able to do it on Mac. So now we can do it on Mac. So let's return here. You see that now we unpacked everything. Probably the writings are a little bigger and it's easier for you to go there. If I enter the GP-200, the subfolder created unpacking the executable, you see fonts, plugins there, resources. Sounds like familiar. So if I enter here, so this time instead of Ampero I have GP-200, and if I enter I have the same folders, even if they are in a different order. File, And let's open description. Let's see, sorry. Let's open it with text edit, very simply. Sorry, it's not okay. Is it is? You see, this one is okay. Sorry, there are some. Let me close some windows that we don't really need. You see that this one is in Chinese, so probably is not the perfect one. Let's just open the description in English. Open it with text edit and see the impression. Okay. Now you see that here it says Valeton and so on. So the structure is similar, but it seems that the names are completely different. But if I go into this file, preset, and I open it with text edit, here we have the surprise, because what appears is Ampero, Hotone Audio GP-100, vstomp.hotoneaudio.com. So it seems like we are speaking of the same company that we had before. So looking at this, we have a confirmation that many on the web can probably confirm the two companies are sharing something, but let's discuss this later. Now let's close this navigation, looking inside the package for Matribox, because that connection is less obvious, as everybody is telling you that Valeton and Hotone are the same company. What about Sonicake for the manufacturer of Matribox? Again, let's enter. Here you have the executable and the folder obtained, unpacking it. Inside, I have again the same list of folders and files. Within resources, this time it's named Matribox II. I think you can see the scheme. And if I look into files and open the preset file, let's have a look of the surprise. Again, we have the same Ampero, Hotone Audio GP-200, vstomp.hotoneaudio.com. So, these are some clues I found. Again, as I told you, I found them by chance. It was really a surprise for myself as well, and I didn't expect something like this. I unpacked them by mistake. I would never tamper a software or something like that. And by the way, it's not a big deal, so it's not something that changes our perception of the companies. But it's interesting to see these strange similarities that we found in the software package. Of course, what does it mean? Does it mean that Hotone, Valeton, and Sonicake are the same company? In my opinion, not, because we have evidences, we have clues that they are somehow connected, but which is the connected is difficult to say. So maybe they worked with the same software house for developing the software. That is possible as well. It can be that they are really different companies competing they are competitors in the same market, but for this software, that is not exactly what they like to do. They are asking the help of an external software house that maybe is working for all of them. It's another possibility. Are these the same devices? Again, definitely not, because even if the name of the effects looks the same, even if the software looks the same, even if, and here there is another clue that is very important, I found in Google, and I would like to give you something, maybe I will link it in the description, but in any case, if you Google it, you will find that until version, 1 year ago more or less, the presets valid for Valeton GP-100, so another machine, were in simply XML files, and it was possible with some corrections to make them work for Matribox I. That is something that I found on the web. But the point is, what does it mean? Again, it's not a real proof, because the hardware can be different. The firmware can be different. It doesn't. If I decide to that I want, because the preset tells you what are the parameters, what is the name of the controls or so. So the structure therefore can be similar, but the machine can be completely different. If I tell you set volume on 70 and gain to 50, it is valid for any amplifier, even if the amplifiers are completely different. And that's what the preset does. Okay, it's strange to have exactly the same file format for different presets for different devices supposed to be manufactured by different companies. So again, these are clues, are not proof. But in any case, it's interesting. The manual is the same. No, it's not the same. If maybe also here the company that made the graphic, made the desktop publishing of those manual is similar or is providing similar, or it is possible that all this company tried to imitate one each other. That is also a possibility. But again, this doesn't change anything because the products they manufacture are completely different. The hardware can be different, the effects can be different, the result of the effects, because for example, if you compare with your here the Matribox II with the the Valeton GP-200, you will immediately feel that even if the delay and reverb have the same names, they sound different. The Valeton sounds a little more three-dimensional compared to the Matribox, and this can be due to the different DSP, to the different digital analog converter, different amplifier. Again, many on the web, in particular for the GP200 LT Valeton, are reporting that there is a background noise that in the Matribox is not present. So they are not the same machine. They can use completely different components. They can produce completely different sound if configured. But there are all these similarities that sounds like we are speaking more or less with the same subjects. But that is just a clue. It's something to joke about. So, in conclusions, what did I want to show you here? It's not to prove that you can buy one of these because it's identical to the others. It is immediately perceivable if you try the Ampero that its amplifier simulations, in particular when distorted, are much better than compared to Valeton and to Sonicake. So again, you need to purchase what you like and what is okay for your needs and for your possibilities, because we are speaking of quite inexpensive machines, but they are not for free. So it's important to pick the one that you like the most. As I told you, I chose the Valeton GP200. Why? Because it has more foot switches. The number of effects for me was not so important because, in my opinion, quality is better than quantity. But to have a lot of memories, because there are 250 memories for presets is fun. So I wanted to have the possibility to configure a lot of variations or scenes and something like that. But again, it's a matter of taste. And again, I'm not sustaining that there is a connection between the devices, maybe between the companies. I hope you had fun with this. It was I thought that it could be an interesting idea to speak of something different compared to the topics that we normally face, just to joke together, to smile about these let's what to say plain sight secrets that we can find about manufacturers and products that we are interested in. So again, I hope you like this. Please feel free to give me any comments, message, suggestion, doubts, questions, critics, if they are really welcome, if the purpose is to help me improve the contents I'm producing in this channel. In the meantime, I'm renewing to you the invitation for the next week for another video. And please, if you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a like. So in any case, please support me. We also evaluate subscribing to the channel if you didn't do it yet, because this way you are notified when there is something new. And I'm trying to be regular, but I cannot guarantee that every single week you will have a new video. But in this case, we can also go on with discussion. You can suggest me other topics you would like me to disclose in this channel, because this is a community and I really would like to have a feedback in order to tailor it to your desires and your needs. Again, thank you for watching and see you next week. Bye bye.